How you doing, fight fans? This is Boxing Knowledge coming at you once again with my post-fight thoughts on the David Haye versus Nikolai Valuev fight. And in my prediction video, I foresaw David Haye winning by unanimous decision. I knew that his foot speed, his hand speed, would be enough to beat Valuev by points, specifically unanimous decision. Um, I was wrong. It was a majority decision win. So technically, I was wrong. How that one, in my opinion, corrupt European judge, I believe he was from Spain, scored it 114 to 114 is beyond me. Um, I believe, the 116, 112, maybe even 117, 111 score would be more accurate. I know it's hard to see what judges look for, but we all saw the fight. And Valuev was just punching air the whole night. David Haye looked great. It was a bit of a boring fight. Every time David Haye connected or landed something, the fans would go crazy. But other than that, it was a boring fight. Why was it a boring fight? Well, David Haye used his um, intelligence to fight his fight. Okay, that's not why it was boring. David Haye followed. It looked like he followed the blueprint that Evander Holyfield applied to Valuev, which I believe Evander won that fight as well. He kept his distance. You can't fight a monster, a 7-foot monster like this head on. You have to keep your distance. David Haye did an amazing job of keeping his distance. So all night long, he was staying outside of that monstrous jab and just using great phenomenal head movement to stop any attack that Nikolai would try to throw against David. He was hitting air all night long. He his defense was excellent. He would go in and out, but he would stay outside of that jab, control the distance the majority of the fight. Okay, it was very boring. David Haye would go in and hit him with a few combos and come back out and stay out most of the round. He would have his flashes of brilliance. That one judge, 114, 114 is crazy. In my opinion, it should have been a unanimous decision win. You have to understand, guys, that judge had Nikolai Valuev winning the fight until the last round. Nikolai Valuev was winning this fight in that European judge's eyes before the last round because we all saw the huge round that David Haye had in round 12. There's no way he could have scored round 12 for Valuev. Um, so it makes you wonder if Nikolai, I mean, if David Haye didn't have that big round that he had in round 12 and finished strong, he probably would have given the fight to Valuev, which is a travesty. He didn't do, you can't score fights on aggression. Yes, it was cat and mouse. Yes, Nikolai Valuev was chasing David Haye all night. Yes, it was a boring fight. But nevertheless, Valuev hardly connected anything. Okay? Um, David Haye just controlled the distance, fought his fight, and did enough to win. So, nevertheless, I knew that David Haye could beat Valuev because Valuev, in my opinion, is just a giant. Okay, he has some skill, um, but people say, well, how come he's so big? I mean, look at his knockout record. I believe he's got like 34 knockouts, 50 wins. His knockout record is not that impressive because he's just so large. I mean, it's physics. Okay, he's too big. It takes him forever to wind up. So he telegraphs his punches. You can see him coming a mile away. You know, and he needs time to wind up and hit you with all that weight. Okay, it's physics. Okay, David Haye in round 12 looked like he rocked Valuev with a huge left hook. He slipped a punch too. Very very intelligent. I believe if the fight would have gone 15 rounds, I believe David Haye grew more and more confident. Okay, Valuev got hit with a left hook, and that's not even David Hayes' strongest punch. If you would have connected that right hand that he threw first, I believe he would have knocked Valuev down. His chin is virtually untested because he's just so tall. People can't see. That's the thing. That's the brilliance of David Hayes' performance. He knew that you can't fight a huge guy like this head on. You have to keep your distance, okay? And he capitalized on it. He fought his fight and did not take any unnecessary chances. Okay, when he grew more and more confident, I believe he would have knocked Valuev out um, in within 15 rounds if this was old school. Also Valuev looked a bit winded. Of course he was chasing David Haye all night, but I'm really, really, really ecstatic and happy that David Haye won. Um, he's winning me over as a fan because in my previous video I stated that he was very cocky, flamboyant. I really didn't like him. He backed up his words. Now it's a different story. Okay, he had nothing before. He was a cruiserweight champion, Ring Magazine cruiserweight. He won all the cruiserweight belts, but you know he was the guy who had this one loss, who lost against a journeyman. He got knocked out really, really, really bad. I mean, he didn't even have an unblemished record. He was talking all this trash, and you know, and we all know that well, I don't want to speculate about him against the Klitschko brothers, but I just want to congratulate him and say that he did a great performance. So yeah, so points win by David Haye. Congratulations to all the UK fans, and I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe.